One of the best tools in the Google suite of programs is Google Drive. And Drive acts as both the cloud-based storage for Google's program and the Office programs are stored here too. So documents, sheets, presentation forms, and other tools are part of that. Because they're based in the cloud, they're really good for collaboration. So if you want to collaborate on a document, here's a document that I have done. Now you want to share it with people. You go up here to the blue share icon, and then you have a couple choices. If you want to collaborate back and forth, and you want people to change the document and work with you on it, then you want to put their emails in here, and as you resolve them, they'll come up, and then you can click it in. And then you have a choice of whether you want them to be able to edit the document or just comment on it, or they just view on it and not comment at all. And then you can put a note in there. And Google will send them a message. I recommend you still send them a direct message, either through your SMS, text, or what have you. We use Google Hangouts to tell them you've done that, because the one that Google sends them often gets buried in one of the, because it's an automated message, so it doesn't necessarily go into their primary email box. So I always recommend people to send a message, especially if it's time sensitive, to say, hey, I sent you this, take a look, right? Now, if you don't want them to collaborate, you just want them to look at the document, and you have more control, then you want to go up to here and say, it starts off, when you first start this, I've already changed this one, but when you first start, it says only the people in your organization can view it. So anyone at Digital Samurai or Unified Digital Solutions, in this case, can view it. So you typically want to go to Advanced, and then change here, anyone, and change, and then it brings up this list. And generally speaking, 99.9% of the time, I change it to anyone with the link. I don't ever use the public one, and these ones are just within the organization, and I generally do that different way. So really, this is the only one that we use. And again, you can set anyone with the link typically can view, because you want it to be editable, then I would do it by adding their email addresses the way I showed you a moment ago. So this one I only use for viewing. So now anyone with the link can view. And then it goes back to here and you press done. Of course, you can get the link first by copying it. It's highlighted, so Control-C, Control-V, or the Mac equivalent will copy that. And then you're done. So you always want to do that before you send out an email, because the problem with this is if you do it by putting in their emails, they may use an email for their Google Drive that's different from the one that they send stuff out on. And if that's the case, then when you have it as their send email, then they will not be able to access it because it'll be different. Whereas if you change it to anyone with the link, then anyone with the link can access it and you don't have to worry about that problem. So again, only use this with the specific emails for collaboration, and make sure you know what email they're using for their Google Drive. Now there's a third thing you can do, because when you send this to somebody, maybe you don't want to show all these bars and all this. Now, even if they can't change it, this is all still there. But if you go up to the top and you change this from edit to preview, then Google will change it and take away all the bars, make it non-editable, essentially just like a PDF. So now I can send them this link, which I recommend you shorten. So if you have a shortener such as Bitly, in this case, I don't even have to copy it. I can just click on Bitly, and it actually goes and finds it. Now, since I've already done this one, it's got a link done, or it says Get Digital Samurai Services, right? So you can. That's the beauty of this. Not only does it shorten the link, but it also makes it so you can write down something that's specific to what you want. So you could write it as Heather's launch info or something specific, which is a lot shorter than documents, but it doesn't have to be super short. It can be fairly short, but specific to what you want, and that's what I recommend there. And then you have that link. And the beauty of that is that you can track it, and you can make it short, and you can give it a specific custom name that you want to give it. So this is the link that you send. Now, the biggest advantage of doing this is that this is a dynamic document. So instead of attaching PDFs in a document or an email that you send to somebody, Instead of doing that, you do it this way. You get exactly the same effect as a PDF. No menus, can't be changed. Everything's locked in. But then you can change this document after it's sent. And that is a huge advantage that you have. That you can change this document after it's sent. So changing the document after it's sent is extremely valuable because you can send it to the person on Sunday night and continue to change it through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because they may not see it for a few days. They may not look at it for a few days. So instead of sending an attachment in an email or a SMS or what have you, send the link with the shortened name with the specific thing that you want it to be called. And then you have the best of both worlds. You have a collaborative document that you can control. And in fact, you can rescind access if you like by changing the code or simply taking the name out. And you can change it beyond the time that you've sent it. An incredibly powerful thing to be able to do. I'm Martin Ricketts, Digital Samurai.